Hi there, and thank you so kindly for tuning into my channel, Brown Eyes, on this beautiful, amazing, brand new perspective of a day. Because remember, so as a man thinketh in his heart, then so is he. We are to think upon things that bring a good report. We are to speak things that are not as though they were already. Well, I just wanted to send some beautiful things out into the atmosphere so that some beautiful things can come back unto me, because remember, what we meditate on, what we constantly repetitiously think about, is the very thing that will manifest. Um, these last couple of days, even today, we are in this new cycle, this blood moon cycle, this new solar uh, blood moon, new moon, or whatever moon it is, that's supposed to do away with all the things that no longer serve us. And it's supposed to end some negative cycles in our lives. I believe this moon serves as a spiritual thing to move us forward to where we should be. A lot of times we as people are stagnant because we have been misinformed, we have been dumbed down, all of the negative frequencies and all of the negative joining of negative deities and spirits, I think has really trapped us in our mindset. So this time serves as a time to, I think this is our get out of jail card, so to speak, where things that where we could not manifest or do away with, the universe. Isn't that sound beautiful? Oh my God, this is the time where the sun can transfer knowledge and wisdom and things that you didn't know or how you probably couldn't get it. This is the time I think that the universe is planting knowledge into our spirits, and that's a beautiful thing. And I am outside, of course, in my backyard. And I guess a couple of weeks ago we had a very bad storm here, and it just, the lights was out. The lights was out for almost a week, and it was some trying times, to tell you. To be in a house with nothing circulating, no type of air or anything, the food spoiled and everything. But I'm still thankful. I'm thankful that we got through that time, and I'm thankful that in spite of um, no type of electronics, which we had our phone. You know, I would go to the library, charge my phone, and I had a charge bank where I could charge certain things, you know, my alarm clocks and stuff like that. But for the major things, hey, you couldn't do nothing about the refrigerator and the air and all those things like that. But we made it nevertheless, and I am thankful for that. But it's something about after the storm, it brings rest. The storm serves as something to tear away the old that no longer serves you. And we don't know that it no longer serves us till after it's done away with and something new and beautiful is replaced. Because we think that when we enter things, unless it bothers you mentally and emotionally, you have no knowledge that it's not for you. You know, it may feel good to you, but it may not be what is for you. And I know that this is the time that we are to um, become one with our inner man, become one with our spiritual man. And the sun is right on my face. I'm trying to get back. That's better. I'm trying to move out the way a little bit. I love the sun though. Okay, so it is a mindset. You hear my rooster? You hear my home rooster? Rooster ran away. But now is the time to embrace change, a well-deserved, well-needed change, because a lot of times we may not be able to control our physicalness. You know, we can't make the necessary changes we need to be happy. You know, it's so easy to get entangled and to join yourself with something that is really not for you, that is spiritually draining, emotionally draining, and just leaves you just all over the place. It's so easy to get in contact and to join yourself with that particular thing, but it's so hard to disengage from it. Now, although you may let it go physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, you are still attached to that thing because it takes time. That's why we have to be mindful of who we join ourselves with, what we join ourselves with. You know what I'm saying? Because everything on the surface that looks good does not necessarily mean that it is good or good for you. So I think we all have that in common in that respect because it's so easy to get entangled with a situation that doesn't serve us spiritually and emotionally, but fleshly. It gives us a temporary fix, so to speak. But we all know too well that the flesh is kind of like a junkie. It has a bottomless pit appetite, and you have to constantly feed it. You have to constantly feed it, or it would just fall apart on you, you know. But and it doesn't last forever. We know that this flesh, you know, we know that unto every man it is appointed, unto every man rather to die. But the spirit, however, is eternal. We know that the spirit lasts forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You know it does because when you sleep, your body is still active. Your spirit is still active. The thing that operates, that runs the body, that is still active. And that will continue to be active, whether we believe it or know it or not. You have the proof in your dreams. How are you asleep, but your mind is still moving? You still have animation moving around in your thoughts, but you're asleep. So even if you're unconscious, you're still alive. When you die, you're still alive. Your spiritual man is the one that's quickened and the one that takes the forefront and the one that is the person that we're seeing, so to speak. But while we're in this flesh, you can't see the spirit of a man unless you're judging that man spiritually. You try the spirit by the spirit. You know what I'm saying? You can tell a person what they're made of pretty much if you're spiritually knowledgeable, if you've been constantly feeding your spiritual man in order to understand those things. But um, I just want to encourage us all that although we're in a new universal so to speak, time and a very crucial time and season rather, um, to see the manifestations of our heart's desire. It has a lot to do, even though the universe will step in and do away with some things and bring forth some things, you know what I'm saying? Because it is a different cycle. We still have to constantly think upon things to bring a good report. That is the quickest way to get your manifestation. Now, although you know you may have some type of help somewhere, whether it's spiritual or physical, you still have to do your part. We still have to do our part as far as programming our thinking because it starts here first. You know what I'm saying? You can't get the manifestation if you don't think it first. How do you think all these successful people are successful? They didn't just and some may have, some few may have, but it had to start here first. They had to envision this thing in order to put it on paper or to put it in motion first. They had to think about this thing. I mean, they had to sleep on this thing, they had to eat on this thing, they had to exercise, whatever they did, they constantly thought on a particular thing until it had to manifest. So that means that whatever we're thinking about, whether it's good or bad, it will manifest. So that's why we have to think upon things that bring a good report. Our time can be when we say our time is. Our time can be now for rejoicing, regardless of whatever's going on around us, regardless of what we may be facing at the time, regardless to, um, you know what I'm saying? Your life may even just be dunghill. You know, you may not even be able to see, you may not even be able to see the forest from the trees. You may can't see that right now physically, but spiritually, you have to have a know, not a belief. You have to have a know that regardless of the things that you may be facing, the things that you hear, the things you experience, the people that's talking, the negative energies around you, your time has nothing to do with anyone else's time. Your level of success has nothing to do with anybody else's. You have to already think that you are successful. Don't you know that? It has nothing to do with future, especially if we have the ability to manifest things. So if we have the ability to manifest things, then why prolong it by the words that you speak in a present or in a future tense? We have to speak things that are not as though they were. So were is like you already got it. So You may feel kind of quirky when you don't see the manifestation right now while you're speaking and believing these things, but don't give up. You have to constantly do it. Constantly, 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 constantly do it, and it will manifest. That is the law of the universe. That is the quickest way to manifest your heart's desires. To constantly, I don't give a crap how you feel. I don't give a crap who has counted you out, who belittles you, who put you down, who try to put you in a negative category, because who are we to put anybody in a category? If we spend our time building on self and like the word says, getting the gleam out of our own eyes, then we wouldn't be so quick to pluck your pretty eyes out. You hear me? Because we're all guilty of that. But it's all about looking at the man in the mirror and building self up so that we can lift up our brothers and sisters in truth and in righteousness, in lovingness. Because we the first people that can say we're so Christiany and we go to church, we pay our tithes, we do this, but we can treat our brothers and sisters like shit. And that is not the way that we're going to get the beautiful things of our heart desires to manifest, is by tearing anyone else down. And so what I'm encouraging you to do is, in this new cycle that brings us closer to our heart's desire, um, don't think about the past anymore if you can help it. Try to think about things that's going to bring you a good report. Keep your eyes set on your prize. Keep your mind set on your prize. Constantly speak things that are not as though they were. I am blessed. I am amazing, honey. I rock. I am a queen. I am blessed coming out and I am blessed coming in. I am above only and not beneath. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. I am blessed. My seed is blessed. I am a blessing to others. I am a forgiving person. I am a loving person. I have all of my heart's desires right now. And so do you. We are beautiful people, y'all. We just have to tap into that spirituality so that we can manifest the good things of our heart. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes work, because it's been so many years of manipulation, mass manipulations of your mind, that the things that we've been taught that are not for us are the very things that will get us closer to our desires. And even then, we shouldn't get so caught up on the materialistic aspect of life, because it's all an illusion. It's not real. If you don't, if you check it out now, if you don't constantly nurture materialistic things, if you don't, for instance, your clothes, if you don't constantly wash your clothes and take care of your clothes and fold and iron and dry clean your clothes, what will happen to your clothes? They won't be any of use to you. So that shows you that if you don't invest in it, then it will not give back to you. And that's just like your body. If you're not constantly bathing, if you're not eating the right foods, if you're not living a health conscious lifestyle, if you're abusing your life, if you're not eating, if you're not drinking, if you're not sleeping properly, if you don't get the right rest, if you don't get the solitude that your spirituality needs, then your body begins to shut down and it begins to turn against you. You know what I'm saying? Your body will fail you. But now the spiritual man, the spirituality of us all, that is eternal. Only thing you can do to your spirituality man or your spiritual man, the man on the inside, is constantly build it or constantly tear it down. But that lives forever. So this is the time we should build on something that's eternal, and that is the spiritual. And I'm swatting flies, y'all. I'm outside, so it's a lot of outdoor things out here. I'm getting ate up by mosquitoes already. But it's well worth it because it is so beautiful out here. When you can sit outside and be amongst nature, uh, take in the smell, the sunshine, the air, the wind, the grass, the trees, the insects, everything that's a part of the universe, that opens up your spiritual man to be more relatable, to be more in tune with the aspects of of spiritual life. It's not all about the physical life, because we can't see a lot of things that's taking place even right now as I'm speaking, but things are going on all around us that we would be astounded if we could actually see with the spiritual eye. So this is a beautiful thing, to become one with nature so that you can the universe downloads information into you once you become one with it, once you become uh aware that there's more to life than what we have been taught. Surely your spiritual man can relate. There's more going on. There is so much more going on than what we have been taught. So I just made this short video to encourage you to constantly think upon things that will bring you a good report, because remember, so as a man thinketh in his heart, then so is he. We are to speak things that are not as though they be already. We are all winners. We can achieve the things of our heart if we put ourselves in the position to receive it. And it has everything to do with killing this flesh every day, so that you won't be distracted by the negative, because that's all that's out here dealing with. The flesh is negative things, and if it's positive, it's only temporary. You know, positive, when you're dealing with the flesh, positive only lasts you, only serves you temporarily, but the spirituality of the flesh will serve you eternally. So that is the thing that we need to constantly build on, is the spiritual man, so that it can constantly give us back. I thank you so kindly for tuning into my channel today, Brown Eyes, on this beautiful, glorious, brand new day. I know the truth day, and I can and I will continue to receive the desires of my heart, and I know you will as well. I ask that you like and subscribe, leave me a comment, perhaps share this video, and I will talk to you another time. Bye.